We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. Come to the light.
All
All
right, all
right.
right.
Let's
Here we
go.
are. Here we are. It's all kind of stuff is having trouble loading.
Yes. And well, welcome
Hmm.
back to Voices and Views,
Welcome back. What episode are we on?
episode 60.
60. Oh
Yes.
wow. Episode 60 already. And I'm
Already.
still trying to get my phone to act right. It must be electricity, something going on around town
Yeah, the
because
tech
my
is
phone had
just
been
killing.
acting crazy too. And it has no reason whatsoever. Like it was saying, failure to load. Now, where are you on here?
Okay. Well, we have James Rhyne here, the executive director of Stevenson County Boys and Girls Club.
And everybody just about should know James Ryan. If you don't know him, you'll know something about him. He is the executive director of the Boys and Girls Club. And I've been chasing you down for a while, haven't I, James?
You have.
Come correct. I've been chasing you. I said I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna catch him somewhere because he moves around, and yes, I think it's very important for the people to know about the Boys and Girls Club so they can support. So they can
Right.
support. We all about on here community and telling people about what's going on in the community so people can get out there and support. We just did a show telling people that you don't have to be rich to donate.
Right. To give back. It doesn't require money all
Yes,
the time.
it doesn't. And if it is funds, if one person can give $20 and then another person $20, it gave an example of you don't have to
Mm-hmm.
like have thousands of dollars. Say, I can't give thousands of dollars, so I'm not gonna donate nothing to this organization. And that's the wrong thought
Yeah, that is
process.
the wrong mindset to
So
have.
we're trying to let people know about the organizations down there that's really making an impact and that they really need to support. They need to show up and support. Like you said, Chels, it's not all the time about money.
Right.
Or they need to, support financially. They can do that. So let's get into it. You want to start us off? If my phone is still acting crazy for some reason,
Yeah.
it won't bring up the chat. I don't know why. It's just
Yeah,
and
it's
we'll,
just
we'll
not
just use
loading.
your phone there.
Yeah. So, first question that we have for you is how did you actually get involved with the Boys and Girls Club, James?
So I went off to college.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came back, um, first of all, my degree was in economics. And so
Mm-hmm.
actually, I wanted to work on Wall Street. So
Mm-hmm.
when I came home, I was just looking for something to kind of tide me over so I could have a little money in my pocket and just be able to, to live until I got myself together and try to make it, you know, uh,
Yeah.
in the finance world. But
Mm-hmm.
so Reverend Collins hired me.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh, okay. I remember
yeah.
Reverend Collins. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, what
So,
made you want to work with the youth?
um, it's just something that I've always wanted to give back to my community, and this was a way
Mm.
to do that. And so when I came back here, he hired me, and you know, it was
Mm-hmm.
just uh, the best thing for me because I was hooked in terms of working in the community and working with young people. And I always tell folks I wanted to work on Wall Street, but
Oh,
511 South Liberty is about as far away from Wall Street as you can get. So, uh,
this is true. But you had those dreams and those goals, and
Hmm.
that's awesome. It's nothing wrong with reaching, far.
Right.
somebody once said, if you find something that you love to do, you'll never work a day in your life.
There you
And,
go.
and
Right.
that's the way
That's
I
key.
feel.
That's key. Because that's exactly the way I feel about Operation Love Freeport. It doesn't seem like work when we get ready to serve the community. We've been doing it 6 years this month, actually. I got to tell them congratulations. I just thought about that. 6 years this month we've been serving
Wow.
meals
Mhm.
for the homeless, and we deliver meals to the doors of the seniors here,
Wow.
because a lot of them can't get out and they're disabled. Actually, I'm going to be serving again this Saturday, but it don't seem like work. You're right. That statement is so true, because I can be tired and worn out any other day, but every time those days come around, I'm so energetic. I'm
Mhm.
so excited, and it's
Hmm.
not like work. I never get that feeling like, oh God, here I go again. I got to drag myself. I don't get that. So that's a very true
Right.
statement.
Yeah, and so what was your life like growing up in Freeport?
Um, I had a wonderful childhood. Um, I was brought up on the east side of town. We moved here
Hmm.
when I was 5 years old. I was
Oh
born in
wow.
Chicago. In Chicago, but
Okay.
but when we got here, um, I met my best friend Tim Bruce,
Hmm.
and uh, our street, Sherman Street. I lived on Stevenson Street, but
Hmm.
Sherman Street is, one of the side streets right off Stevenson Street. And
Hmm.
there were so many kids that, lived on our streets, during the period that, I lived with my parents. And it was just, we made our own fun. Uh,
Hmm.
we
Yeah.
did all kinds of stuff
Yeah.
that
Like we did
young
too.
people don't really do today.
You probably can't mention some of those things. Like I won't mention some of those things. We
Right.
slipped when mom was alive. We slipped and let her know some of the things we did that she didn't know about, and boy, did we get in trouble still. So we don't.
Still getting in trouble.
Yeah, still get in trouble. We thought we were old enough now. We can share that. She didn't
Hmm.
like that at all. So we stopped snitching on ourselves.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah. But the East Side was a very, very tight community. And,
Hmm.
everybody knew everybody and everybody watched out for everybody. So it was just um, uh, a
Yeah.
mindset, uh,
Right.
to um, take care of
So I would
folks.
ask, who influenced you the most then when you were younger? Is that one
Um,
person, or was it a lot of times it's a combination of people who
Hmm.
yeah,
influenced you, you know?
yeah, yeah. It was a combination of people, most definitely. First and foremost was my parents, my mom and
Great.
dad.
Mm-hmm.
They were always there for me and
That's very
supporting
important.
me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that kids, they love to have role models and things of that nature, and but
Hmm.
those role models, when I get sick, they're not gonna go to the grocery store and buy me medicine. They don't put food on my table,
Yeah,
So
that's right.
I look to my parents first, Dr. King,
Mm-hmm.
played a real big part in how I think, and and just trying to model myself after him.
Mm-hmm.
Reverend Huff, Robert Huff, uh,
Mm-hmm.
a big influence in my life, and then just my neighbors, uh,
Okay.
some of the folks, the adults that lived up on my street. I looked up to. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I went to the King Center, and so there were folks there that had a big influence on me. James Sell, Rick
Mm-hmm.
Morgan. Um, those were individuals who I really paid attention to, and
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
it was a lot of folks.
And that's good to have those role models like that. So, what was your very first role working with the youth?
I, uh, the first position that I had at MLK was actually, uh, I started out as a community service worker.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was working, trying to organize residents to get involved with youth and provide activities for youth to prevent juvenile delinquency. And so we did a lot of programming that was youth oriented, and so that was kind of my me dipping my toe in the water with work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
And what did you learn during your time with the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Services?
Uh, Perseverance. Um, you know, um,
Mm-hmm.
it has always been a struggle to um, to have the resources to do the types of things that you want to do to
Yeah.
impact young people. But things happen, and we're going through a period now with the political, you know, um, environment the way it is, and uh, funding not being available. But um, you just have to kind of hang on in there and know what you're doing
Mm-hmm.
That's
is,
right.
you know, uh,
That's right.
impacting the folks who you want to reach out to. So,
Hmm. And on that note, I've always said that, we can't all the time think that the funding's going to be there because it's not most of the time. And
Right.
that's something that people don't seem to understand. But we also have to learn how to come together and to
mm,
support one another.
mhm,
As a
absolutely.
group, as a group of other business owners, I really need to kick off Black as a Foundation. I started that years ago and I didn't put anything behind it. And the idea was to get all these community leaders and business owners in a group and
Yeah.
make them commit
Mm-hmm.
to
Hmm.
funding
Hmm.
pick out an organization. We say, okay, we're funding this organization. Okay, this organization is having an event. We're not going to plan any other event
Hmm.
on that day. We're going to go and support as a group. That is
Right.
so
Yeah.
needed, and that will make such a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little
Coordinated.
holdover.
Yeah.
So, that's something that keeps coming back to mind, and I'm just going to have to go ahead and move forward with it.
Yeah, I would be all for that. You started out saying that you don't have to give large sums of money, and that is so true. You
That's
know,
right.
it is the 10, the 20,
That's right.
$30 that adds up. And so, just making a commitment not necessarily to the Boys and Girls Club, but something that you
Yes.
love and something that becomes your passion and you want to support. If it is the club, hey, we
Mhm.
are grateful for every
Mhm.
penny
Right.
that we get. But hey, you know what? We ain't the only show in town.
Yeah.
There's a
Hmm.
lot of other good
And
organizations in
that's
our
why we try to
community.
bring them forth, so they
Mm-hmm.
can tell their need and people can know about what they do and they can,
Yeah.
be able to donate. That's what the whole thing we do here.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I noticed the Boys and Girls Club is kind of like a central hub that people all like to have
Hmm.
their events and like communities like to all gather around the Boys and Girls Club.
yeah, I think the club, or whatever you want to call it, East Side Recreation Center, Martin Luther King Center,
Mhm.
over time it has evolved.
Mhm.
But
Hmm.
this organization has always been important in our community. And
Mhm.
so, uh, keeping it uh, strong and, uh, you know, in the future, I think is very important because this is the one place in town that uh, we seem to gravitate to, and
Yes.
Mhm.
but it's not a black thing, you know.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
we serve
All races,
yeah,
yes.
all over the community. But,
Hmm.
Mhm.
but having said that, it is uh, a place that has uh, the namesake of one of the greatest leaders uh,
Hmm.
in our country.
That's
And
correct.
he happens to be African American. And so
You
we're
can't
Mhm.
proud of
ignore
that.
that.
Right.
Yes, you can't ignore that. I like I respect the name Martin Luther King Jr. Center, but I respect and I love when it became the Boys and Girls Club.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
for several reasons, because the kids can think this is a place for them that they know they can go and feel safe.
Mhm.
They can be nurtured, mentored, they can be involved in different activities.
Mhm.
So this is like their club, their place. And how many other places we have where the youth can go and hang out and have activities and do stuff here?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally
Nowhere, nowhere else. That's why it was so important for me to get you on here so people can
Mhm.
realize. And hopefully, you and everybody else will go back and watch our podcast from um, Friday, right?
Mhm.
From last Friday, when we talked about you don't have to be rich to support and the different ways of supporting. We did a whole show on that.
Mhm.
And so we hope that somebody took something away from that. So, what was the vision then when the club first opened?
well. I think, as you said, being a place for young people where they can come, and feel safe, be with their peers. Uh,
Yes.
I think that is very important. It's
Mhm.
great to have activities, and
Hmm.
we have uh, a lot going on here. But at the same time, you have to allow young people the free time to just communicate and socialize
That's right.
with their peers.
Mhm.
And so I think that vision, along with you know just uh, having activities that build youth up and
Mhm.
support them in their education and in their growth, to be uh, responsible citizens in our community.
Yes.
What
Mhm.
we want to, that's our mission, is to it is to build up young people so that when they walk away from the club and they age out, they're productive members of our
Yes.
society. So
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
remember going to the Boys and Girls Club for summer camp, and it was one of the like most fun times
Yeah.
of the school year because we used to go on those trips.
hmm
And but you don't get to do that at home if you can't afford it all the time. So it's just nice that you guys offer that and have that for the community and the kids.
yeah, I think our summer program is one of the best kept secrets in terms of what we do during that 8 week
Mhm.
period that we have with young people. And, we um, take them on field trips. They visit um, the library, the pool. We're constantly working with young people to prevent what they call summer brain drain. And that is to say, kids can be locked in when they're going to school academically, but when the summer comes, because they're not, you know, still doing those types of things that stimulate the mind, they lose some of what they've learned during the course of a school year, and
That's
so
right.
Right.
constantly uh, pounding on that nail and trying to
Mhm.
help them academically. But um, in addition to that, we're just helping them to make improvements on basic life skills, um, just having recreational activities to help them be healthy and active. And
That's
Mhm.
right.
so, um, and all of this is at no cost. Um,
Yeah.
our membership, you get all of that and everything. People are surprised
Mhm.
when they come and they ask, well, how much is a membership
Mhm.
Mhm.
cost me? And right now, a membership is $10 annually. And we don't charge any program fees or anything for,
Mhm.
if they want to be involved in our athletic programs or the summer program. Um,
Mhm.
Mhm.
that is for free. And then if a child has a sibling, it's $5. So
Okay.
we try not to
Need
make
that.
we try not to make
In a barrier, and that's very important. And to give people that chance to have the whole family participate and more the children participate without saying, "Oh, I can only afford to send one child."
Mhm.
Right.
Because of the
Yeah.
fees. So that's awesome. $10 is like paying nothing,
Yeah, and I remember
basically.
one specific thing that stood out to me when I went to the summer camp as a student was
Hmm.
that we actually read Shakespeare, but it was made really interesting and fun.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, and we do that every so often. Is we do um, Shakespeare, and
Hmm.
we tell the kids, hey, if you can read Shakespeare, you can read anything. Now,
Anything.
Mhm.
credit is, adapted
Hmm.
to, school level,
Yeah.
but they read uh, the the book or the novel, and um, the teachers, they plan around that book and help them
Mhm.
to learn, just things academically. They learn things, but they don't know they're learning because they're having fun. And
There
Right.
then,
you go.
Mm-hmm.
and at the end of the
Mhm.
camp, we
Mhm.
take the kids to the theater in Wisconsin, and
Mhm.
they actually see whether it be Othello or Romeo
Mhm.
and Juliet. It's a beautiful outdoor theater,
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
and the kids, when they see it,
Mhm.
they have already read it, so
Yeah, so they
Right.
understand it.
so
Yes.
now they put it all together, and it's a great experience for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, how would you say the club has changed since the start?
Um, well, when I first started, the club was, uh, on the east side of Freeport, in the old rec center. And
Mm-hmm.
so, moving from the rec center to where we are now, uh,
Mhm.
it was a huge change because simply because of the facilities, are so much better.
Mhm.
Uh, but I always tell my staff, you can um, open up a brand new state of the art building, and
Mhm.
kids will come for uh, a few times to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
But if we as staff are not making connections with those young people,
Yes.
they're
Mm-hmm.
not coming back,
They're
Right.
regardless
not.
of what we have here.
Mhm.
They'll go down the street and play
Mhm.
basketball on a
Mhm.
raggedy,
Mhm.
rim that ain't got no net. It's big,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
so it's all about uh, connecting with those young people. And I, the staff here is great. They're the ones
Mhm.
that deserve all the accolades because they're the ones that are boots on the ground and
Mhm.
um, making those connections with young.
Right.
So,
And that's very important because,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, if they don't have that connection with the children, they're they're gonna be lost. The kids are not gonna be interested in nothing you say,
mhm,
nothing you do. You have to, and that's all a part of it.
yeah.
So, what keeps you motivated to keep doing this type of work then?
Um, like I said, you know, being involved in community initiatives um, that include young people have, really become
Yeah.
a passion. Um, I just want to see young people grow into their best self.
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's, pretty neat to see. And I like it when we come together as a community,
Hmm.
um,
Yes.
and we support one another. And
Yes.
so that's just something that has always been true to my heart and kind
Hmm.
of keeps me going.
Hmm. Yes, that's awesome. Should we do a break for community announcements or?
And that's up to you. I didn't know if you wanted to do it after or what.
Hmm? How far down you want to go, though?
It's up to you.
Okay. I think we can break and do some community announcements now.
Okay.
Do a few announcements. James, don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We just like to get our community announcements in before everybody scramble on us. so they can know what's going around town and they can participate. You
Mm-hmm.
know, a lot of times people say, oh, there's nothing going on. Well, we have so many community announcements. We don't read them all the time, but we read them all, but not at one time because it's always so much going around. Okay.
Okay, so first up is the Young Entrepreneurs Expo.
Listen to this, James.
Yes,
Okay.
perfect for your Boys and Girls Club members. So what it is on Saturday, July 11th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. It's going to be at the Teddy Baker Fest on Adams and Main Street stage. It's for young entrepreneurs ages 8 through 18. Bring your products, bring your talent, bring your hustle.
And it's free. They it's presented by my organization, Operation Love Freeport and High Hope Freeport,
Mhm.
and it's free. We're looking for this is the second year we've done it. Looking for young entrepreneurs between that age. They get to sell what they want. They get to keep all the money. It's no registration fee. It's just a QR code on the flyer here, and they just all they have to do is scan the QR code and they can register it and put the parents' information and everything. That's doing Teddy Baker in July. It's be 3 hours, roughly 3 hours that they're there. When they
Mhm.
register, they tell us if they need a table. We also provide that free of charge if they need a table. So I will be getting some of those flyers to you.
Awesome.
All right. This one you don't have to read this.
Okay. Okay. Well, we also have Operation Love Report, which is obviously this is founded by Miss Sandra Bright, and it is a community awareness organization founded in April of 2020, certified August of 2020. It supports the elderly and homeless monthly in the Freeport community, and operations are ran by children and adults around the community. If you want to be involved, you can reach out and email brightzandra123 at gmail.com. And if you'd like to donate, you can donate through the website or through Cash App at Operation Love
Mhm.
FR. And if you have donations you'd like to drop off, you can drop them off at 1530 South Oak Ave.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
So many of those.
Okay. Did you want to do this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Spring book sale. Spring book sale is Thursday the 9th, coming up at 10 a.m. And that's by Voices Book Nook of Freeport, 1265 West Galena. And that's coming up. All store items are going to be half price, and you can bid on items for the silent auction they will have. The hours are 10 to 4. Also, the real deal is going to be at the Best Damn Bar, and that's coming up this Saturday, 13965 Best Road in Davis, Illinois, from 8 to 12. And Showtime is getting ready to start back again, you guys. I don't know if you ever been,
Showtime.
but it's coming
Yes,
back.
I
It
love
starts back
Showtime.
April 9th at 7 p.m. and it's going to run all the way to April 12th. And on that day, it'll end at 2. This is Showtime 46. The music is contagious. And it's at the Jeanette Lloyd Theater, 701 West Empire. And this is Showtime 46. It says disco came and went, hair got bigger, then smaller, then bigger again. MTV was born, and the internet finished the job. So those are a few we have there. Freeport Bike Night, this last one. That's Saturday, April 25th at 2 p.m. And it's sponsored by the King's Bar and Grill. I guess they'll be zooming around town. I have to make sure I have my earplugs on for that day. There'll be bikes everywhere. They all coming in town and meeting up. So That's some of the announcements. We have more announcements, but they're a little further out. Jim, when you guys have announcements, please make sure you get them to us. You can email them to us or whatever, so we can announce your upcoming events that you have at the club.
Okay.
All
Will
right.
do.
Did I miss anything out as far as announcements
Mm,
or?
I don't think so. I think you
Mhm.
covered everything.
Okay, all right. Well, we can get on back to it. Any comments from anybody?
No, we
This
just
is a
got some spam.
different time for them, for our audience. Usually we're on 6, so we'll replay it again.
Okay.
And then our audience, make sure everybody see it. And the thing about it, it's recorded, so people can always go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm ready.
So, if
Go ahead.
if you if you don't mind, I do have something that I'd like
Okay.
to
Yeah, go ahead.
share
Yeah.
with your audience. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we are um, sponsoring a theater production, um, and the play that we are working on right now is called American Son. Um,
Mm.
maybe some of you or your readers have seen this particular production. It was introduced on Broadway, and then a movie was made starring, um, oh man, I've, I didn't forgot her name now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but anyway, it is a play that dives into racial profiling,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
has quite a bit of dynamics that um, really will uh, uh, cause you to think
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
about the racial dynamic
Mm-hmm.
in our town,
Mm-hmm.
and how we can improve that. Um, it will. We are looking at a date at the end of June. Uh,
Okay.
we haven't secured the venue quite yet
Mm-hmm.
because we're still rehearsing and want to make sure that we're ready uh,
Okay.
when we secure that. But um, it stars Philanice Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm very
We
familiar
interviewed
with.
her.
Mhm.
Phil,
Yeah, we
Philanice,
did. We
Did we?
interviewed her and her partner. Yes.
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Philanice Brooks, Justin Sidecheck, Carl
Mm-hmm.
Stewart, and Ronnie Bush are
Okay.
makes up the cast,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of unique the way we're rehearsing because Philanice lives in Chicago,
Chicago. Yeah.
Justin
Mm-hmm.
lives in Rockford, and Carl
Mm-hmm.
and Ronnie live here in Freeport. So we
Mm-hmm.
rehearse um, virtually.
Virtually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
we are planning. I think it's just going to be awesome. You know what? Um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we have had some people sit in on our rehearsals, and I'm going to invite you guys to
Oh, that would be awesome.
sit in on one of them, so
Mm-hmm.
you know
Okay.
exactly what we're doing.
That'll be awesome. I would
Yeah.
love to sit in on it. We definitely would
Mm-hmm.
love that. I love theater, anyways. Live theater. Being growing up in Chicago, I used to go to this guy I used to date. Used to love going to plays and things, and we used
Mhm.
to go. And I really fell in love with going to nice theaters and stuff, and seeing plays. And so we accept that invitation, and I'm
Okay,
excited.
we'll
Yeah.
get that to you.
Okay. All right. Anything you want us to announce and whatever, like I say, just reach out to us here, and we will make sure that get announced.
Okay.
Okay. You got one?
Oh, okay. Yeah, back into the questions. I want
Mm-hmm.
to know, like, what part of your job do you enjoy the most? Because it just seems
Mm.
like a really fun job.
Um,
And what's behind that laugh?
well, it's kind of like,
Mhm.
watching kids when the light goes on, and
Mhm.
sometimes we you know um,
Mhm.
have a tendency to place tags on kids. Oh, this person is, man, they something else.
Right.
But you know seeing our staff work with them and helping
Yeah.
them to turn the corner, whatever it
Mhm.
might be. It could be,
Yes.
academically, or it could be, just from a growth standpoint in
Mhm.
terms of maturing, and just watching those young people grow into
Mhm.
um, folks that you can just be really proud of,
Yes.
Mhm.
and seeing them being successful in whatever they do. That is really
Mhm.
the really great
The
part.
really great reward. Yes. Yes. So, how would you describe then your leadership style? What would people say? What type of leader are you?
Um,
Well, everybody's not going to tell you the truth. They're going to say some stuff that maybe you didn't think, but
right. Well,
for as far as you, what type of leader do you feel that you
well,
are?
first, I think, I just try to be my authentic self.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not trying to be someone else that I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hope that I'm a leader that um, will listen to all points of view and give folks the opportunity, um, to share. And
Yeah.
hopefully, I'm not the person that it's my way or the highway.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Um, and you know, I
Yeah.
I just try to lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not perfect
That's the best way to
um,
do.
by all means, but you know, um, I try to just like I said, be
And kids
myself.
don't expect us to be perfect. I found that
Mhm.
out.
Right.
Did provided daycare for 13 years. Kids don't expect us to be perfect. So when we make mistakes and everything, they understand that they too can make mistakes, and we can still they can make it through just like we made it through.
Yeah.
I think it's harder for them if they have someone that just have this persona of being perfect and upright and everything is going right, and then that just shrinks them down a little bit more, I think. So
Yeah.
it's very important that we be ourselves in front of kids. We don't have to wild out. Some things we do have to put a filter on, but it's
Mhm.
very important because kids will figure you out and they can sense that in you.
Yeah. In a minute.
They'll sniff you out.
Yeah.
I know.
Mhm.
And Terrence Battle says, Mr. James.
Yes. Hi, Terrence. Thanks for
Hi,
joining.
Terrence.
Hello.
He also says, hey, ladies.
Yes, yes, we're a little bit on early today, but thank you, and we'll be playing it back still at 6.
Yeah.
All right.
So, how do you stay consistent after all these years, would you say?
Um, I think it's you know um, consistency is something that I feel that you have to work on it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you be, I try to be consistent in my relations with, in my family, with the
Mm-hmm.
kids, when I'm out in the community. Again, I go back to what I said earlier, just being who you are and not
That's
trying
right.
to be someone else. Because, like you said, not only can kids
Mm-hmm.
sniff that out,
Mm-hmm.
um, us adults are pretty smart too.
Smart. That's
Mm-hmm.
right. That's
Uh,
right.
you know, um, treat people, um,
Mm-hmm.
with respect and, you know, being true to what you believe in and
Mm-hmm.
principles
Mm-hmm.
that you hold for yourself and trying to, just abide by those things and realize that you're not always going to be right. You're not always going to be and make
That's right.
the right decision.
That's right.
And I would be remiss if I didn't mention, uh, you know, uh, the God in my life. And,
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yes, very important.
having having Christ in your life helps you to be consistent because He laid out a blueprint for us um,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of how we should live and things of that nature. Again, if you're wrong, are
Yes.
it's a roadmap out there, and
Mm-hmm.
I just try to
Stay
follow
on that trail.
it.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I do admire people who um, take the road less traveled.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
There are some folks,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it's not by choice. Sometimes life
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and it
That's
throws you off course, and you go through some things. But the important
mm-hmm.
thing is that you come out on the other side, that you get to the
Mm-hmm.
destination that you want to go. So those folks, who have experienced adversity in their lives,
Mm-hmm.
don't give up. Just keep pressing forward.
Keep going.
Um,
That's right.
Right.
the
So,
road.
what ages do the Boys and Girls Club serve for people
Uh,
that want to get involved?
yeah, ages 6 to through 17, 18 years old. Uh,
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
we do serve some young adults.
Mm-hmm.
We have a program called the Yield Program,
Okay.
and it's a pre-apprenticeship construction program. And we
Mm-hmm.
try to get kids who think they might have an interest in the trades. Um,
Okay.
so there are some young adults that we serve
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. That's awesome.
And Terrence here says, no one is perfect. What matters is to be more conscious of a child's feelings, thoughts, and everyday needs. Try your best to answer their questions as best as you can. And if you don't know the answer, work with them today. Find the answer. Show them you have an interest in their life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we don't have the answer to everything, but show an interest that you have an interest in their life. Because when I mentioned I did childcare for 13 years. I didn't just once that time was over just leave those kids. I followed them. I still be in contact with them now. Go out to eat with them, and they're grown, and it's because I follow them. I see they're doing good. They're getting married. They
Aw.
buying their first homes. A couple of them have their own businesses and stuff,
yeah,
big businesses too.
yes,
And it just makes me feel good to see them from that small thing, and then for me to still follow along. And I call them, most of them away at college. I call them every now and then to see what they up to, and they feel good behind that because I'm showing interest. Somebody
Absolutely.
besides the parent can show interest in a child's life.
Absolutely. Um,
Yes, they're all our kids.
Right. And Terrence also says their thoughts and concerns matter. We are never too old to learn. Amen. They are our future.
Yes.
yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of that, so how would you say you help kids stay on the right path? Is it just like providing that safe space or?
Yeah, I think, you know, um, the number one thing when a kid first enters the club, um, you know, more than offering them program opportunities, they have to feel safe. And
Mhm.
so
Yes.
we really work hard to try to make
Mm-hmm.
young people feel safe
Mm-hmm.
in this space. And given, some of the things that we've all seen uh, in terms of, the bad things that have happened to young people,
Mhm.
Yes.
making this place uh, a space where they can come and be sure that they don't have to worry about some of the things that they might deal with out on the streets. It's very important for us to make that child feel that they um,
Yeah.
have a, a place where they can come and be with their friends and be safe.
Yeah. So how does the club partner with the community?
We do a lot of things with the community because
Yeah, I know.
when you lack resources, you have
Mm-hmm.
to partner with other folks because
Mhm.
um, you know we 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 are not experts in everything, you know,
That's
and so
right.
and we have to bring in people in the community who have
Yes.
the expertise to work with our young people. We partner
Mm-hmm.
heavily with the school district,
Mm-hmm.
the police department, the health department,
Mm-hmm.
voices, just
Yeah.
um, any
Mm-hmm.
and everyone who wants to have a positive impact on young people. Like I said, there are many other organizations in town
Yeah.
that do a great job.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Want to tap into those resources, just like
Yes.
they look
Yeah.
to tap into the Boys and Girls Club. And
Right.
Mm-hmm.
so there's that reciprocal
Mm-hmm.
relationship that goes on. But yes, we are a Boys and Girls Club, but we're also a community based uh,
Yes.
community center. And so,
Right. Yeah.
um, you know, next week, um, I believe maybe it's the week after, we'll have a neighborhood watch meeting over here. Uh,
Oh, okay.
and so we do those types of things.
Mhm.
We just
Mm-hmm.
had um, uh, a event Saturday where we partnered with um, some folks um, uh, who are expertise or experts in the area of mental health and just trying to reach out to our young African American men,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
doing things like that. Um, you know, uh, that's that's what we're here for.
And that's very important. And
Yeah.
like I say, a lot of when you mention about the organizations coming together, and that's something that I feel is very, very important. So I'm gonna be talking with you again,
Okay.
one on one on that idea that I have. That I've sent in for already. I got the certificate on my wall, but I'm not doing anything with it, James.
Okay.
It's just, it's just, it's just a certificate on my wall, and that's it. And
Yeah.
that wasn't the idea because it's set up with my mission already, for bring us together.
You'll make it happen.
Yeah, I will once I get these other thousand. Well, we can say congratulations, Voices and Views. Recently, we became Voices and Views Productions LLC. So
Yes.
we are doing a lot of things we're going to
Mhm.
put up under, like our podcast is actually up under Voices and Views Productions now.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
Yes. And I have a viral series called Crocheting Through the Chaos, and that's up under there because we didn't expect it to be doing what it's doing. But YouTube, come on with that money.
Oh,
Come on. I feel it.
And Terrence says, we have to be more dedicated. We need to be more involved. It's at the point that we are rebuilding the community through the eyes of today's youth.
Well, we have to build the community and rebuild or whatever we need to do to this community for our youth because we're going to be going out the way.
yeah.
Right.
This is all going to be for them. So
That,
it's up to us. What kind of community do we want to leave for them? Do
Right.
we want to leave here and have our children struggling, no opportunities here and nothing to do? What kind of community do we want to leave our children? So it's not just about what kind all the time. It's about what kind of community we want, but it's also about what kind of community we will leave for the children.
Mhm.
Yes.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of, how can local businesses support the club?
In a lot of ways, of course, financially is
Mm-hmm.
what people think of most, but we have opportunities where folks can come in and volunteer their time,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and just being an advocate for young people
Mm-hmm.
is
Hmm.
always helpful. And so, um, you know, um, it doesn't take a lot to, um, you know, want to be a part of a young person's life.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And, being a mentor to young people, um, and, you know, we have young people. So uh, we're kind of, you can make that connection here, at the club. If you have a expertise or skill that you would like to share with young people,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
we've had people come in and do sewing clubs.
Yeah,
Um,
we were talking
Yeah,
before.
we were.
Remember,
Yeah, we
we
wanted
said
to
we
come
want to
in and.
come
mm,
in and do something to teach the kids that might want to get into this type of field. A
Hmm.
lot of them are doing social media stuff, but maybe they want to have their own show, do their own podcast, do their own thing. And we're
absolutely.
thinking about getting them some skills for that because these kids want to be in the technical part of the world.
Mm,
Right.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we
And
are. Go.
Terrence says exactly. We have to know times have changed. It's not like it was when we were growing up.
That's true. That's true. Right now I have a meeting set up
Mm-hmm.
this week, and we're going to be talking about uh, our kids creating a podcast where they kind of,
Oh, okay.
you know, do what you guys are doing, but
Oh,
speaking to the young
awesome.
people in our community. So we
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to give them a voice.
Yes,
Hmm.
and that's why we call it voices and views
Right.
for that
Yes.
reason, because we get people, they use their voice to express their views.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what it's about.
Yep. And Terrence says businesses and schools are closing. Families and broken funding is scarce.
That's why we have to, like I said with the last show, a little bit here from that person, a little bit from that person helping, a
Mm-hmm.
little bit from that person helping. Pull that together. Okay, make that donation here.
Yeah.
Find somebody else, make that donation here. That's why I can't shake that. That's something that I see that's really, really needed.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And that's one way. If just think all these organizations, and it'll be for the organizations that take part. It won't be to support organizations who's not taking part.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I want people to pay dues. I want people to say, okay, this month we're going to support this organization. We're
Yeah.
going to give them
Mm-hmm.
this check. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This next month we're going to support this organization. And then we're going to volunteer. We're going to find out. So we're going to sit down and talk more in depth about that coming up. Okay.
Yep. And Terrence says hashtag I have a voice.
Yes, yes. And these kids have a voice, and we just got to let them use it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I used to do cooking classes with my youth, not the
Hmm.
daycare babies, but the youth that was volunteers with Operation Love, you know, because I didn't want them to just be working, working, working. So we had fun days where we would do cooking. I would, if one day was hamburger. So they
Mm-hmm.
each had to make their own hamburger. And you know, them kids impressed me. Not only did they make
Hmm.
good hamburgers, they each asked me for all these different condiments. They made their own sauces for
Hmm.
their burgers. I'm like, what? They, I need a little of this. Do you have this sauce? Do you have that? And they was making their own and tasting their own, and they were pretty good, I might add. So, you know, kids get encouragement when you allow them to use the talents they have and show that, okay, I might be a kid, but I know how to do some stuff.
Right.
Right.
I know how to learn.
Right.
So,
And Terrence says it's time to give our youth vision and start looking at things from the new era.
yes,
Yes.
our old ways is the foundation, but we got to meet the kids where they are.
Right. Yeah.
This was such a great conversation.
Yes.
Man,
Thank
I
you so
tell you,
much.
Mr. Ryan, thank you so
Thank
much
you. Thank you.
joining us up here. Again, shout out your info for the Boys and Girls Club so people can know where to contact for the volunteer, where they can send a donation. Make sure you let them know that.
Hmm.
So, you know, do that, you guys. And if you're struggling with making donation, just go back and watch our last episode, and it will really break some things down and make you feel a lot better about donating and show you how that little donation will help a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for having me on.
Okay, so what's your information? Tell us where they can reach out, send a donation, or whatever.
You can send a donation uh, to, first of all, you can go to our website at
Okay,
uh,
BGC.
www.bgcfreeport.com, and
Okay.
you can make a donation there.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you can send donations to the Boys and Girls Club 511 South Liberty uh,
Mm-hmm.
in Freeport. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so you
And
can,
what's your phone number there?
yeah, it's 815 two
Mm-hmm.
three three 1600. My extension is 123.
Okay, all
Okay. Before
right.
we head off, we just have a few comments from the audience, really quick.
Okay.
Terrence says technology has taken over. When I was growing up, we had shop classes.
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
shop classes,
I
home
did
ec
too.
classes, and everything, and the kids need that now.
Yeah.
They need it. It's not over. The kids still need that. They need to learn how to cook and all that stuff, you know. So I made
Absolutely.
sure I had raised two boys, but I made sure, that they knew about cooking and they knew about certain things. So
Yes.
you got to prepare your kids.
And then Vince Brooks says, Boys and Girls Club of Freeport and Stevenson County does an amazing job with the kids in the community.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Mr. Ryan is always have his doors open. He's always sponsored some, always have other people coming in and showing that support. And
Hmm.
that support should, like you say, go around and around. There's so many different organizations that could benefit from your support.
Yep. And Terrence says, Big ups to Mr. James and Mrs. Tasha. Yes, Tasha is my cousin.
Yes,
I love her so much. Oh my
yes, yes.
gosh.
You got
she,
a shout
she,
out, Tasha.
Yeah, shout out to Tasha.
she,
She's
she's
amazing.
an amazing young
You
lady.
got you got a plug there, Tasha.
And
Well,
to
that's
all
good.
the staff, like I said,
Yeah,
they
to
really,
all the staff, because every time I'm coming there, they personable, they friendly, they
Hmm.
always doing a nice job. They seem to interact with the kids. The kids seem to be having fun and everything. And
Hmm.
I remember one person I was there one time that she was like, "Isn't it too loud in here for you?" I said, "I love it." I said, I love it. I said, look, I did childcare. I could be sitting there, people would come in the door, the kids would be swinging from the chandeliers and
right,
everything. I'd be just as calm and peaceful and making sure they don't hurt themselves. No, none of
right,
that. They just being kids. Let's expose some of the stuff you did as a kid. Let's go back down there. See, that's what we have to
Right.
do. We have to think
mm,
about when we get ready to get on these kids, okay, what did we do? And that would kind of probably zip our lip from, how we
right,
respond to these
right,
kids when they found out just how bad we were.
right.
All right. Any more
All right. Yeah,
comments?
just a couple more. Terrence says, We had after school gym.
Yes.
And then he said, You guys are awesome.
Yes. Thank
You
you.
are.
Thank you. You guys are
I
awesome.
love voices and views, he
Thank you. We
says.
appreciate that. We're all
Yes,
about
thank
community
you.
here and we plan to keep going. It hasn't even been a year, but we have been milestones. We just started in September.
Hmm.
Well,
Just starting in September. We're on episode
60.
60
Yep,
already.
60 today.
okay.
60 episodes under our belt. And they told us if we make it past episode 10,
10.
we
80% don't
doing
make it
good.
past episode
80% don't
10.
make it past episode 10.
Wow.
So we
Wow.
up on 60. So we're not going anywhere. And thank you
Great,
again, Mr.
great.
Ryan, for the great job that you do here. And you guys support, support, support. I'm pretty sure your kids, your grandkids, or somebody is going down there. And those
Hmm.
lights have to be paid. Those programs have to be taken care of. So you guys, even if it's a small amount, support. Put your little money in there. If you don't want to mail it, go drop it off and let them know what it's for. But support. Get
Hmm.
out and volunteer. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come down there and see where I can fit in and volunteer and stuff because I love working with the youth. So that's always been my passion. I'm a past teacher. I have taught school before. I ran two daycares before. I ran Malcolm Eaton Child Care Center for 2 years as their director. So I'm used to kids. I don't get bothered by them and they don't make me flip my wig. If they do, I just straighten it back up and keep going. That's it. They flip it to the side. I just cock it back ace deuce and I'm good. So thank you everybody for
Yes, thank you
tuning
everyone for
in
tuning in.
and tune in on Friday.
Yes,
Friday we
special
got a we
episode.
got a special episode coming for you. So tune in Friday at our regular time, and we will replay this for our audience who used to tuning in at 6, so they will see the interview.
Hmm.
So thank you, Mr. Ryan,
Thank
Yep.
you.
and we'll be talking with you. Okay.
Okay.
All
Okay.
All
right.
right.
Bye bye.
I'm
Bye
going to send you
bye.
all an
Yeah.
invitation to the
Yes.
Do
rehearsal.
that.
Yes.
Do
Okay.
Send it.
that. Please do, because I love that. And we will be there.
Yep.
Anything that you think that we would love to attend, just reach out and send it to us.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Send us that information. We like to move around now.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye
All right.
bye.
Bye bye.
We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. Come to the light.